is Laura Zambrano, and I'm going to talk about kinds of intelligence. First, let's talk about what is intelligence, definition. This may be related to your ability to solve problems. But what is considered a high IQ? Well, let's first say that IQ is a measure that apparently says how intelligent you are. So according to this graphic, people that are below 70 and maybe 55 are mentally inadequate, and there are about 2.3% of the population in this area. And what about average? Average is between 85 and 100. And 34.1% of the population are in this range. And finally, the exceptional gifted are considered with an IQ of 145 and higher, and only 0.13% of the population are in this range. Let's talk about types of intelligence. So, according to what we saw or what we learned in classes, there are 8 types of intelligence based on author Howard Gardner from Harvard University. But researching, I found a 9 one. So there are intrapersonal, spatial, naturalist, musical, logical, mathematical, interpersonal, bodily, kinesthetic, linguistic, and the one that I found that we didn't saw in class is existential. That is a bit philosophical and it's relating to talking the question about why we live and what we die. So what about this? Depending, let's say that you have the ability to sing or to play an instrument or to memorize musical notes, then your type of intelligence is going to be musical. On the other hand, let's say that you have an understanding of living things and reading nature, like sense where how hot or cold it is the temperature, or maybe when it's going to rain, before it rains, then your kind of intelligence is going to be naturalist, and so on with the rest of the kinds of intelligences. I also find interesting a thing called VARC model. It's an acronym that stands for V for visual kind of learning, A for auditive, R for reading and writing. This one is new for me because I only knew 3 of them. And the last one is kinesthetic. So depending on your way of learning, you are going to learn things easily if you use techniques that adequates your style. So let's say that you are kinesthetic. Then if you read long texts, you are not going to be learning in a good way according to your style. So the recommendation is practice and maybe use techniques to move or that involves your body. Okay. And lastly, as some of you know, I love films and I'm going to let you some recommendations about movies related to intelligence. Two of them are based on true stories. The first one is The Man Who Knew Infinity, and the other one is A Beautiful Mind. And the other three that I recommend are Lucy, Transcendence, and Interstellar. This one is, according to the research that I made, is the most, let's say, consulted film, because to make this film, the production and directors asked experts about physics and quantum physics and mathematics to try to make the film very accurate. So I hope this almost 6 minutes long were interesting for you. Thank you all for listening. Bye.